My name is Linda Moore, and we're at Alcuin Books. I've worked here for Richard for over 15 years. He's been in business for over 50 years himself. And I used to work for George next door, George Chamberlain, who had the antiquarian shop. I worked for him for over 15 years as well. He passed away in 2005, but prior to that, he had invited Richard here because he wanted to have like a rare book center. George only realized that for like 2 years, and then he passed in 2005. So I've been here 30 years. I started collecting books about books. I love books about books. I may be crazy, but that's what I like. I like reading about old book dealers and about old books and how books are made and just everything about the book field. This is a botanical book, and this is Good's Family Flora. And it comes in 2 volumes, but it has hand-colored plates in it. And what they would do is women would mostly do this. They would sit down, they'd have like a big table, and everybody would be painting their own pictures. So they didn't have any color schemes. They just did what they thought they looked like, you know, the colors. Okay, now, and this was actually published in 2 different volumes here. This is volume 2. Now that's hand colored again. Now, I'll show you the difference between hand colored and chromolithograph. Oh, a lot of beautiful books. I would love to be able to sit down and read them all. There's a lot that I would like to read. This book is, and again, this is Natural History of Plants. And it has illustrations by chromolithograph. And chromolithographs were done right after they started doing away with hand coloring. See here? And it looks like it's hand colored, but what they do is they put gum arabic on it to make it look more like a painting. But it's actually done by a machine. They use 4 different colors, and so the blocks that they use, or the steel, they all have to be exactly the same, depending, you know, so the color will go in because they have to do it 4 times. Yeah, so that's what a chromolithograph is. So I figured, well, hand coloring was just getting too expensive, so they decided, well, let's do chromos. You know, you meet a lot of really interesting people. That's the other thing that's fun. And I really like it when children come in. 2 little girls came in last week, and I took them over to the children's case, and I said, you know, if you can find a book that's under $20, it's yours. And so they just thought that was the greatest thing in the world, and they stayed there forever looking for a book. But they each found one. And then the other thing I do is when they come in, if they don't look like they're interested in books at all, well, then I take them over and I show them 4-edge paintings. Now, 4-edge paintings are amazing. And I tell the kids, I said, now, if Mom takes you out to a yard sale, I'll show them how to hold a book, and I'll say, there's a secret painting in here. And I say, so if Mom takes you to a yard sale and you see a book with gold edges, go ahead and open it up. And if there's a picture there, you bring it to me and I'll give you lots of money. And they always say, well, how much money? And I go, well, it could be $100, it could be $500. You just don't know. So, can I have it all? Okay, but look around. All the books are shelved by subject. Prices are marked in pencil, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Okay. Now, oh, here's another set. I totally forgot to show you this one the other day. This one I think is really neat. This is the Arabian Nights. Actually was published with this box. They call this a casket. Oh. So all the books fit in this casket. We actually have the key so we can lock and unlock it. Most people don't have the key. And so these are the books that are in here. And I can pull one out just to show you the binding. It's the Arabian Nights by Sir Richard Burton. Oh my goodness. That's so it's illustrated as well. beautiful. See, there's no foxing.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. So we have that. Yeah, so got a couple of books over here. Are you all ready?
I guess so.
Oh, sorry. Oh. A lot of people don't even realize what it took to do a book to begin with. In the old days, you know, they used wood for the boards. They had to make their own paper. They used lambskin a lot of times before it went out of fashion. Of course, it actually got too expensive. So then they went to pigskin to bind them. This will be with this. Now, this is a book about Stonehenge. Yeah, and it has been rebacked, but they did a beautiful job on it. And then in here, you will find plates of what Stonehenge looked like back in the I forgot when it was, 1740s. Okay, let's see if I can get the page there. That's what it looked like. And it does have some glue here, and I think the glue is from when they put these together. They put them on tabs so that way they don't tear. So the glue is basically from the tabs, and it's illustrated throughout. Here's another one. Yeah, this one, this is a nice engraving here. Look at that. It's just amazing how they can do the illustrations. That's neat. I love looking at these. I love looking at books when customers are looking at them, because sometimes I don't get to see all the books, so I'll just say, oh, that is cool too. It's just history. There, a lot of kids nowadays, they don't know anything about a book. You know, they see the books that are published today, that they won't last 20 years. These books will last forever, just because of the paper that they're made with, the craftsmanship, everything. And it's you know, to me, it's neat to be able to sit down and read something from that period, you know, and understand what the author was writing back then, because the language is so different, you know, back then, especially English, the old English. This one is really a cool book. Now, I know we're supposed to deal in just, you know, early books and stuff, but I also like private press books, because they always do great books with great handmade paper. They have special people that do the bindings, and so it's not, see, now what's neat about this is called, it's a mountain, and when you open the box up, it brings the mountain out. Okay, it's bound in ostrich, which I've never seen a book bound in ostrich myself. Now, this was done by Joseph D'Ambrosini. That's who it's D'Ambrosini. Yeah, and he does all kinds of really neat books like this. Now, what makes this really neat, now watch this. Take it out. Okay, and then you open it like this. See there? It has a copper plate in here, and it's got wood around it, but it's a book. And these are the pages. And you can take another one here, and it opens up this way, and then the story continues. See there? He just makes neat books. Isn't that neat? Look at that. That's the stars, all in pearls. And this is the lady that he wrote about, because she really liked gardening and things, and she loved the desert and stuff. So that's why he did this book. Yeah. So that's the first time I've ever seen one of those, and probably the first time you've ever seen one too. Yeah. But most of them I've
never even heard of it being
Yeah.
made an ostrich.
Yeah, I haven't either. And I saw one on, oh, well, I saw a couple online. The lady that I bought this from, she has two more. They don't have the box. All they have, it's a board like this underneath it, and then they have a glass dome over it.
Oh.
I like this better.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just goes right back.
I was gonna say.
Like that, and then it goes back down. And there you go.
That is just.
I love this book. I mean, who'd have thought?
Yeah. Right? Oh my
It's
goodness.
such a neat book. Like I said, Richard had been here for 25 years. So have I, basically. I was 30 years because of both stores. But a gentleman bought the entire building and he's going to tear it down and build another restaurant. So I have until May 31st to get out. And what's really sad to me is the fact that there's not going to be a bookstore here if I can't find a place. Yeah, this building's been historic itself. You know, I don't think they know that it's going to be torn down either. You know, and that's what's so sad because their dad built this. You know, so it's like, I just don't understand why somebody would come and tear it down, but they're doing that everywhere. You know, they're getting rid of all the small shops, which is really, you know, all these people around here, it's not just me. There's a lot of people out here, they're losing their businesses because of the corporate, you know, and investors and everything. And it's like, you know, the town doesn't care, you know. It's really sad. So, well, what do? You just got to start all over and just continue, I guess. I have a lot of people that come in, really from all over the world, and they always make sure they stop in. I've got people that live here that always come in, and they're all sad because it is going to be torn down, and they're worried too about where I'm going to go, you know. And I think that's what helps me, you know, want to continue more than anything is for them, you know, not for me, for them, because that's what it's all about, you know. George used to tell me a long time ago, and I think I told you this before, he was the one that coined the phrase, you know, we're only the guardians of the books. We do not own these books. Just like at his house, everything in his home was for sale. He said, I'm just the guardian. So that's what you do, you know, even though you hate sometimes to see something go, but that's the business. Because I still go around every now and then and I just pick a book up and say, I can't believe someone hasn't bought you yet. You know, I do have a lot of books that I'll walk by them and say, still here, huh? I mean, we're here to make money, but it's just not, you know, it's not all money. You know, it's the people that you meet and the books that you get, you know, it's just all fun.